Another card, another week going 5 for 5 on the most confident picks. That's why you tune in, right? Not just to see this beautiful face. I mean, that's part of it. But you want to hear some picks. I went with lock of the week as Steve Garcia. That boat just sailed right in really nicely. Derrick Lewis comes away with a vicious knockout. I swear, when you see Derrick Lewis have a good weigh-in like that, and, you know, he comes ready to rock, we'll break down the fight. Some solid finishes. The UFC actually posted a video just with all of the finishes. Highly encouraged after you watch this to go watch those. A lot of really good ones. Let's start at the bottom of the card. Fatima, Klein, and Melissa Martinez. Fatima Klein's trying to set up this head kick. I mean, let me give Melissa Martinez a little bit of credit. I thought she'd be getting taken down earlier, okay? My bet on this one, which was a small bet for me, which I gave out in the free channel, click the link in the description, you could jump in there, was under 2.5. I missed that by 4 seconds. You know, when I saw it happen, I actually wasn't watching the clock, and I was thinking maybe we fucking got it. And then on the second watch, as the seconds tick down, oh, fuck, she did it right after. Of course, right after. Sets up the head kick, boom, sails it up, sends it up there. Very nice finish for Fatima Klein. You know, solid striking. She head kicks a girl who's a good kicker. A lot of movement from Martinez. I think that was the issue for Klein. Klein wasn't able to really cut her off. So what she needs to work on is cutting this girl off, because she's got good hands. She's got good kicks. Her ground game is solid. There's just some footwork details, you know, and she's young in the game. I'm sure she'll be making those improvements. And, you know, the commentators were actually on it this time, right? She needs to cut her off, you know? Daniel Cormier doesn't just follow the guy around the cage. He cuts them off. Solid performance from Fatima Klein. She gets the fucking knockout. So how can you hate? Was that one of the... Yeah, that was one of the most confident picks. Mike Davis over Mitch Ramirez. Mitch Ramirez put up a fight. Smacked Mike Davis a few times. Stayed in there until that third round. But second? It was second. Wow. In my head, it was third. All right. Second round. But, you know, towards the end of that second round, Mike Davis catches him with a big shot, ends up putting him away. You know, he looked back. You know, I think his timing's still not perfectly there. You know, you saw him miss a little bit. You saw him get cracked a little bit, but he had confidence. That confidence really came through here. He was really able to put it on Mitch Ramirez. So, you know, a lock. Mike Davis, you know, big time favorite there. Just like Fatima Klein was, comes through with it. Underdog, Valter Walker taking out Kennedy and Nzechukwu. Valter comes sprinting across the fucking cage with that double leg. What was that? That was like when you're playing UFC video game with your friends, you know, and the dude just shoots in the middle of the cage with nobody in front of him. I mean, he just kept going. And instead of Kennedy and Nzechukwu trying to throw an uppercut or a knee or a hook, right? An elbow, right? Put a weapon there. He like ran away. He was terrified. He was fucking terrified. That motherfucker's big as hell. And everybody's worried about getting heel hooked. Well, that's why. Beautiful entry into the legs. Very risky shit, you know, because he's putting his head on the mat. Like Valter Walker jumping down there, you know, into that single leg control he had and getting that inside heel hook. If Kennedy's able to put his foot flat on the mat, slip his heel through, not allow his heel to get exposed, which he didn't, he could throw big crosses and hurt Valter Walker. You know, there are consequences down there. Ask Gary Tonin. He got knocked out overseas trying to run that game. But Valter Walker's smacking it on these heavyweights, and these heavyweights just are not ready for it. The leg lock game in the UFC, the leg lock game in MMA is so white belt compared to like pro jiu-jitsu. If you look at the leg lock game in 2025 jiu-jitsu, pro competition, it is so many light years beyond what you're seeing in MMA that the MMA fighters they don't even know what's happening, you know? It's so what John Danaher has done to jiu-jitsu has not really made its way over to the UFC. And I was saying years ago it will. We've seen Jack Hermanson throw some on. Now we're seeing, some of the big boys are doing it. And Valter Walker, beautiful, beautiful performance. I originally picked Valter Walker. I was flip-flopping on this thing all week, and Valter Walker was a 2-1 dog. That's why Valter Walker has the ability to finish these guys on the ground. He's aggressive. It's just a powerful man to be in there with. Really, really dominant performance by him. Kennedy Nzechukwu back to the drawing board on that one. He's going to really need to learn the leg lock game, if he wants to fight Valter Walker someday. Brilliant heel hook. God damn, that was a good heel hook. Valter Walker, 3 heel hooks in a row. It's impressive. Eduarda Moura scraping by Lauren Murphy. Scraping by. Lauren Murphy gave her some work at 40 or 41. Lauren Murphy was game. Eduarda Moura just gassed out. Like, her problem was she was taking deep breaths and not throwing enough and not committing. Like, you could see she's got some hands on her. When Lauren Murphy would commit, you could see the uppercut hooks there, right? The cross lead shovel punches there. But she's not in range for it. She's not being explosive. She really needs to get that cardio on point. I think she was probably able to learn a good lesson there with Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy, game as always. Even when she was on the ground being pinned, you could see she's throwing the butterfly and she's trying to create space. Lauren Murphy's a well-rounded fighter, just past her prime. Simple as that. Simple as past her prime. And Eduarda Moura moving up to 12-1, but again, by the skin of her teeth. What's up with that saying, skin of your teeth? You don't have any skin in your teeth. Leaving it. Out of my repertoire. Out of my dictionary. Jake Matthews and Chidi Njokuani. Jake Matthews. Spoiling the party. Chidi Njokuani missed weight. So, big red flag, right? You guys know who watched the show. When somebody misses weight, big problem for me. Big problem. It was a quarter pound, but it shows you the hard weight cut that he went through. And, there was some, it's not like it was a cardio thing, but it was a decision-making thing, Chidi comes out there, whips some beautiful kicks. I mean, cracking kicks. You do not want to be on the other end of those. Jake Matthews gets on the gas pedal with a takedown, puts Chidi on his hands and his knees. Okay, in this moment, Chidi needs to scramble. He can Granby roll. He can pop back up to his feet. He can fight the hands. Instead, what he does, all choke defense. So what does Jake Matthews do? Pop, pop, throws the hooks in. Well, now you got Jake Matthews on your back who has wicked rear naked strangles. And it only took him getting the primary arm underneath the chin. He didn't even need the secondary arm to go behind. Normally when you're doing rear naked, you actually want to slide it in like this, but this is the way he was operating it. And then Chidi was fighting the secondary hand. So while Chidi was fighting the secondary hand, the primary arm snuck all the way under. And what Jake Matthews did was just fucking rotate and squeeze. He used that short choke. His grip is phenomenal. His squeeze is phenomenal. His mechanics on the rear naked strangle are really good. Take notes, Ian Gary. He was able to close the show just with rotation, with using his lats, with using his back. And Chidi almost had him off. Chidi was able to, he decided, okay, fuck it. I can't fight the hands at this point. This choke is in. I'm going to fight the legs, right? Takes the hook out, gets him hanging off the side. But because he had that short grip, he just stayed on it. Jake Matthews showing real strangle IQ, a very, very dynamic, beautiful strangle that he ended the fight with there. Chidi Njokuani, I think, was the better striker, but doesn't matter when the grappler gets the party going. Brilliant submission by Jake Matthews. Chris Curtis defeats Max Payne Griffin. How dare they make it a split decision? I thought it was clear for Chris Curtis. I thought Chris Curtis outboxed him, walked him down the whole fight. I think Chris Curtis took him to school. So good work by Chris Curtis. I mean, it's not that it wasn't a good fight, but I didn't think that that Max Payne Griffin did enough. Chris Curtis looking good with the weight cut too, able to fight 3 rounds. I didn't really see him slow down. So I think stay down here, Chris. Don't go back up and fight those big boys. Stay down here where you're one of the bigger, more powerful guys, And I think it'll come back to him. I think he'll crack into that top 10. A good performance by Chris Curtis, although it was a split decision. An arm triangle choke for Tuco Tokkos over Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa, clearly the more dangerous striker, and had a little bit of takedown defense. I think everybody wants to dunk on him and say he's the worst thing we've seen. But, bro, the jiu-jitsu's bad. The jiu-jitsu's bad, Takedown defense, C, a little below average in the UFC. But the fucking, dude, the choke that he got hit with, it was not, it was, there were layers of defense that were missing, Try to head and arm choke Craig Jones with that choke, where you're all the way on the side of the head and arm choke and you got it in. He's just going to roll out. There were so many things. You could grab your leg, Somebody's got you in that fucking head and arm choke. You guys are not going to be able to see this at all. Somebody's got you in that head and arm choke. You could fucking throw your leg up there, I promise I'm not naked, even though it just looks like it. You grab your leg and extend your leg. And now that you're extending your leg, your shoulder is off of your artery. So you can get blood to your brain, right? Answer the phone, drop the shoulder, not like that, like this, right? Etc. Did he do any of that? No. Is it a mental thing? Is it a training thing? Combination of the two. He's like used to getting bullied on the ground. He just feels defeated. Bottom of the barrel, unfortunately. Jiu-jitsu. But his striking's there, his wrestling's coming along. I think give the kid another shot. It was his first fight at light heavyweight. He fought a guy who's a decent grappler and gets choked with a, pretty basic head and arm choke there. Vitor Petrino takes out Austen Lane. Vitor Petrino's big as fuck. Damn, that boy's big as hell. What has he been eating? You guys see the size of Patrino? Even the heavyweight's got to be like, damn. Moves up from light heavyweight to heavyweight and looks like he ate a light heavyweight. Whoa. Did he put on some size? And, people are like, oh, I heard the commentary. He feels good in training now. Yeah, I could tell. Well, you think that's what he walked around at? I think he put on some muscle quick. Vitor Petrino looking dominant against Austen Lane. It was the grappling. It was Petrino able to get to that top position. Austen Lane on his back, not going to be able to do much with a Petrino on top of him. Petrino hits a nice rear naked choke. Pretty textbook, ran through him. Petrino's going to be a real threat at heavyweight. If there's anything more open than light heavyweight, it's heavyweight. So I feel like, you're looking at like a number 10, number 9, number 8 in Petrino. I think he's better than Tai Tuivasa. That's 10. He's probably around where's Waldo level. Waldo Acosta-Cortez. He's what, 8? So I think Patrino sliding right up there. Solid performance from him. Dominant too. Morgan Charriere taking out Nate the Train right before the buzzer in round 3. Was it the beginning of the round? No. Round 3. Wild as fuck. Wild. I mean, when Morgan Charriere is just banging, trying to get that finish, he's opening himself up to potentially get caught as well. Now, apparently in the fighter meeting, he said, that he was going to jump into the fire like that, which makes sense given the opponent, right? Nate the Train, known for his grittiness, his toughness, not his power, not his speed, not his explosiveness. So if you're going to roll the dice, that makes sense, right? I mean, if these two just stand and bang, like you're going with Charriere, right? But, me seeing that type of a finish, how is that going to go against higher level fighters in the division? How is that going to go against more explosive guys who've got power? Like, he really did roll the dice. So Morgan Charriere, a good performance. He beat up Nate Landwehr. He looked good doing it. Beautiful. I mean, it was a vicious finish, not beautiful, vicious finish. Crazy. Crowd loved it, you know? But homie is just throwing punches from grandma's house way the fuck back there. You know, doing that at a higher level, he's going to get caught. 21-11 for Morgan Charriere. You can see why he loses sometimes. Steve Garcia absolutely sweeping Calvin Kattar. A very dominant unanimous decision. This was the lock of the night that I warned y'all on Most Confident Picks I was keeping from you, okay? Because I had to give it to the premium channel. DM at Mike Finch'Show on Instagram if you want to get in on the premium channel where I give out my favorite bets. This was my favorite bet of the card. Steve Garcia, not a big favorite. The odds were pretty close. And Calvin Kattar passed it, man. Passed it. No fire, you know? No fire. I keep talking about the commentary today, but I remember, was it DC? Somebody on the commentary goes, oh, well, he said in the fighter meeting that he had to, you know, he had to be more active here. He had to get to it. He couldn't wait. Knowing it and doing it are two different things. Like he's getting up there. He's getting old. 23-10 now. Record's starting to look ugly with this losing streak. You know, the fire is lost. Like you can know what you need to do, but do you have the fucking dog in you? You know, and he's tough. He's very tough, but you got to go put it on the person. And Steve Garcia is the one who put the fight on, you know, Calvin Kattar the entire time. Steve Garcia, harder puncher, walking forward, putting combos together, cracking him with some good shots, and also staying kind of patient, you know, knew he was winning the rounds, just coasted in, right? Just sailed in to get the decision. Definitely proud of that lock. Gabriel Bonfim and Wonder Boy going to a split decision. I scored it for Wonder Boy. I think you could have given it to Wonder Boy. It was close. It was all up to the third round, right? It was 1-1 going into the third. And, you know, Wonder Boy rocked him with a head kick in the second round and fucking cracked him with a head kick in the third, too. I think that's the difference, right? He fucking cracked him with that head kick in the third. And even though it didn't wobble him like it did in the second, that was the best shot of the round. What did Bonfim do? Hold him on the fence? Aren't we favoring damage now? What are we doing? We favoring damage or not? That was damage. That shin was fucking damaged of Wonder Boy. How gross when Bonfim heel kicked the shin. Oh. You know, and then and you wonder why? It's because you can go to a split decision and you need everything, you know, or try to get him out of there so you don't go to that split, right? Get this thing stopped. Affect the fighter. But that was gross. And he kind of stopped doing it. I think even he was like, oh man. Wonder Boy, deep gash in his shin. But fought real well. I mean, at 40, come on, man. At 40, Wonder Boy won that fight. Come on, guys. Prime Wonder Boy knocks him out. Prime Wonder Boy gets that knockout over Bonfim, which is wild, man. He's such a good striker. And you guys keep hating on the takedown defense, but honestly, it's decent. His takedown defense is, let's go, good. I will say that Wonder Boy has good takedown defense. You know? The problem is people shoot on him 5 times a fucking round. So, yeah, he gets taken down. But he's got out of 100 takedowns, he defends a lot of them. The vast majority. You know? Wonder Boy's got an ability to turn his hips, jack up the overhook, right? Hit those little explosive movements for the underhook. Uses the neck to get off the fence. He's got all the moves. He's got all the moves. So, you know, he's great. It's always fun watching Wonder Boy fight. I said he had to point fight. He actually was going for a head kick knockout, which he always does, but goddamn. He cracked Bonfim. The chicken dance that Bonfim did in that second round. Incredible, Wonder Boy. Can we please match Wonder Boy up with somebody almost his age now? Can we hook him up? Please? Jesus. You got to keep giving him this murderer's row? Jeez, man. Can you let this guy fight a matchup where he's not a 4-1 underdog? Wonder Boy almost coming through with it. My buddy at the gym, shout out to George, did a parlay. He did double dog, Black Beast and Wonder Boy. How fucking close was he to hitting that parlay? He is the dog parlay whisperer too. He kills it. So Wonder Boy gets robbed. It is what it is. Derrick Lewis eats a jab from Tallison Teixeira, closes his eye. Tallison's thinking, okay, yeah, we got this party started. No, you just pissed the beast off, man. You just poked the beast. Derrick misses. Bing, hits that fucking chin up there. Tallison goes down. Tallison wasn't out. And I heard people say early stoppage. First off, when Black Beast hits you, he's trying to fucking kill you. He is trying to get that referee to step in. He is as vicious as they come. He goes for it. I love that he, emptied out the tank. I mean, he was still tired in the post-fight interview. You saw him sweating bullets. Bro was what? 35 seconds into the first round. He got that tired. That's how much he went for that fucking finish. So he goes for the finish and gets it. As far as the stoppage is concerned, Tallison grabbed the fence and pulled himself up. Well, that could have easily been construed as stopping the finish. So I think the referee did the right thing. Fuck that. Can't grab the fence. So even he's rocked. He might have not meant to. Okay, but if he doesn't grab the fence, could he have stood up or would he have eaten another shot as he's getting up? You know what I mean? That helped him get up a lot quicker. You get it? So I think it was a good stoppage. I think it was fair. I think the referee saw that fence grab and was like, nah, bro, you're not escaping this TKO because of the fence grab. Because what are you going to do? Stop. Take a point away. All right, restart. Now you gave Tallison time to clear the cobwebs. And then you gave Black Beast what? You took his fucking TKO. Now he's exhausted, right? Nah, he did it right. Black Beast gets the knockouts. Very, very vicious finish by Black Beast. And who do you call? Donald Trump. He gets on the phone with the president while he's getting his hand raised. Pretty insane. Pretty awesome. Black Beast gets it done. What say you, chat? What up, everybody? Tempe, Arizona. What up, Arizona? Scottsdale, Arizona. Yo, I got family in Scottsdale. I got family in North Scottsdale. So shout out to Scottsdale. I'll be coming by at some point. I've been there. I've been to Fight Ready over with Henry Cejudo. Henry lives in Scottsdale. Yeah, been to Old Town. Got one of those knives with the snake on it in Old Town. They got those. The fucking snake head on it. It's over there. Finch the GOAT. Thank you, Andrew. Finch, when's the university coming? Very soon, Hernandov. We're working on MMA University. I just filmed again yesterday. We're almost done filming, putting it together. August. It'll drop in August, Yeah, we're working hard on it and very, very excited to get it out there. MMA University is going to be an online database where you can learn MMA from the ground up. I'm starting with bag work. So the first thing we're doing is I'm just filming all this content on bag work so you can learn it, from the beginning. Like, you got a heavy bag, you never, you only seen a Rocky movie, you never heard of kickboxing, right? Okay, where do you start? So we start with stance, basics, how to move, right? Combinations you could throw, common mistakes, drills, homework. I'm trying to make it a next level instructional. And then I want to take that template and I'm going to bring it over, to professional coaches and fighters and keep building it up. We're super excited about building it and we're just getting started. So matter of weeks, Hernandov. Thank you for asking. Almost hit your 3-leg. Murphy, Wonderboy, and Lewis. Murphy, that's crazy. Yeah, Wonderboy was close. That was close. Lauren Murphy's that thick? I don't know about that. That like, share, sub. Thank you, Andrew. Please like the video, share it, tell your friends, tell your mom, come through. Wish I bet my life on Lock City Parlay. Nah, don't bet your life, Stormy. Life is not to bet, Stormy. I'm here to swim with Mike Fish. Thank you, Dixon. Hey, what up, Tyson? Before this, Tuco Tokkos had never won a fight in the UFC or Bellator. Tyson, are you saying Tafa is trash? Is that what you're trying to say? How rude. Chidi is a bum for getting subbed in round 1. Nah, not a bum. Not a bum. He made a mistake. His striking is fucking awesome. Those kicks, dude, those are vicious. Right away, ooh, you start getting hit with that shin. Yeah, his issue was he stayed on his knees. He made some mistakes in the grappling. The biggest one was when he was on his hands and his knees, he didn't scramble there. He started thinking choke, but choke's next. Like, start scrambling. If he would have got his hips out and cleared the way and thrown a hand through, it doesn't matter if he's attacking your neck. He would have been out, right? So just a decision-making problem. Could it have been the terrible weight cut? Send Tafa brothers to bare knuckle fighting championships. They'd be fucking exciting, Tyson. They would be exciting. Patrino in the Overeem horse meat diet? Maybe. What is going on with Patrino, Tyson? You saw how the size of him? Bro, he's going to be 265 next weigh-in. It's massive. All right, I'm scrolling down a little bit. Sorry if I missed you guys. Nate went full retard in round 3. Full retard, bro. Be careful. It's just straight up like, all right, we just throwing it up in the air. Who could hit whose chin? It was Holloway Gaethje. Finch scored it for Wonder Boy because he's white. That's crazy, bro. How dare you? Love my Brazilians. Obrigado. Caralho. Porrada. Love my Brazilians. How sad is it? How is it sad Wonder Boy is still high level? Oh, yeah. Wonder Boy kills Chiesa. I think Wonder Boy kills Chiesa. Knockout head kick. That's what I'm talking about. Can we get him a fight that makes sense? Jesus Christ. 4-1 dog. He gets a split decision. Don't hate on Wonder Boy. No, we did cash bets. Premium channel 8. Lock of the week, Steve Garcia. Parlay of the week, Chris Curtis, Morgan Charriere. Cha-ching. Chidi Njokuani fucked up one of my parlays, but that's okay. We made money. We making money over in the premium channel. If you want to see my favorite bets, DM at mikefinchshow on Instagram. We'll get you in there, and you guys can see who I'm placing my biggest bets on. Super excited for the BMF title, for the fights next weekend. I can't wait. You guys know I'll be on live tomorrow. You can come catch me. I will be here for Most Confident Picks late at night, and we're going to have an awesome week. I feel like, this is going to be a banger card we got coming up here, and we're coming off of a sick card too. I mean, looking at the card beforehand, you're like, even my cousin Tyson told me at the gym, he's like, you're excited about this card. Why? How do you say it? He's like props to you for being excited about this card type of thing. Well, you could get excited about Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. Poirier going out, his retirement fight. There's no other option. It's war between those two. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow night. I drop my premium channel bets tomorrow night. If you would like to see who I'm betting on, send that DM on Instagram to Mike Finch Show. MMA University's coming soon, and I'll see y'all soon. Enjoy your Sunday, and until next time, it's peace and love.